Okay, let's talk about the Section 8 carbon dioxide emissions assignment. So what we have here is it's going to be an Excel file you're going to open. So let's open up that. And this file you're going to submit. So open this up. Let's see what's in this file. Okay, we have to hit Enable Editing. And this is a chart that shows 10 countries and how many millions of tons of carbon they emit. And these are the top 10 countries. It also has their population. So what we're going to be doing here is actually finding it per capita. So if I go back to the assignment here, and you can see here's the list of things we need to do. We need to determine the average CO2 emissions of the top 10 countries, calculate per capita emissions, and then we're going to write a paragraph answering a question. We're going to find mean and median of per capita, and write another paragraph. So these are our 5 tests. Once again, we have a rubric down here, which is going to be very helpful in figuring out what needs to get done. And there's a couple neat tricks I want to show you that I'll expect you to be doing on this as well. So if we go over here, my emissions are in millions of tons. Now, that's not very useful to me. So what I'm going to do is go over here to column C, right click, and hit Insert. That's going to give me a new tab. And I want to call this one Total Emissions. I don't want it per million, I just want total emissions. So what you would do is, because these are in millions, I need to add 6 zeros to get the actual number. So it's going to equal that number times 1,000,000,000. Okay, if I multiply this number right here by 1,000,000, then you can see it adds 6 zeros to it. And when I want to do that for the rest of these countries, but instead of having to type it in 9 more times, I can just click on that, see where's the black cross, and drag it down and let go. Okay, so I've created a new column that's total emissions. Since I created that, let's highlight this column and let's make it blue. Alright, so I always want you to highlight what you've changed so I know that that's there. Alright, coming back to here now, I created a new column, multiplied by 1,000, and I want to make a new column for per capita. So if I go back to here, go to E, right click, Insert. This is going to be my emissions per capita. To get emissions per capita, it's going to equal emissions divided by people. So now I got my emissions per capita. I can copy that down. One thing you'll notice is that these are rounded quite a bit. Go back to the assignment here. It wants to have 2 decimal places. So to do that, highlight your numbers. This will decrease or increase your decimal. This will decrease. Let's add a few decimals. If you add too many, you can always decrease them. Okay, so this isn't changing your numbers, it's changing how they got rounded. Right, so we did that. So let's go ahead and make that blue. So once we have emissions and emissions per capita, then it wants me to find a few things here. We want to find the average of the top 10. It wants us to find the mean of per capita, and it wants us to find the median of per capita. Every time you're asked to find something, you want to go ahead and write it out first, and then you would go and use the formula. Okay, so I'm going to let you figure out what to highlight for this, but for average, you're going to do equals average, then you're going to highlight some set of data. Okay, obviously that gives me an error because these are all zeros, but let's say my numbers were 1, 2, 3, 4. I did equals average, and I highlighted these. The average of those numbers is 2.5. Okay, so you need to find out where the top 10 country emissions are. Highlight those. Mean of per capita, that's also going to equal the average. But now instead of the top 10, you're looking at the per capita average, not the total average. So highlight those. Median is just going to be equals median. Okay, so find the per capitas, highlight those, and there's your median. And they're not necessarily all going to be the same, it's just that with the data I picked, you got that. Okay, so once you have this, it's always good to take that then and format it as a table. So I'm going to go use my border, do a thick border on the outside. I'm going to do a double line on the inside. So then I can take that, I'll give it a nice background. Maybe bold it. Maybe take both of these and center them. Oops, center them. Okay, so do something nice so that your table looks good. Okay, so you'll have these three tables. Last thing I want you to do is, what do we got here? Yeah, we did that. We did this. We did this. You need to write 2 paragraphs answering these 2 different questions. So once again, let's use text boxes for those. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way. So you're going to go up to your Insert tab, and then you go to Text Box, and you'll highlight your first one, and you can label it question 3, and start typing. And then for question 5, make, where to go? Insert another text box, highlight it, and call that question 5. Okay, so anytime you're answering a question in Excel, just throw a text box in and start typing in it. Alright, so this will be what you submit. Once you save this, you can submit it. When you use the text boxes, there's no need to use Word, which is nice. Everything can go on the spreadsheet. Alright, so complete this and submit the Excel file.